to go with 23 points. Here's Mabry, she's been cold and misses again. Now 1 of 10 for 3. Clark guarded by Carter, who fouls her. And that's the first foul in the final 2 minutes against Chicago. So both teams will shoot moving forward. So I think the people have probably been entertained by all this today, right?
Yes.
Tied at 84, Reese and Clark having terrific games.
If not, there's something wrong with the people.
Yeah, true. It's not a game problem.
No.
Wallace gets it into Boston. Back to Wallace. Wallace looking for help, finds it in Clark, 7 to shoot. Clark wants the screen from Smith, bounces it to her, 2 to shoot. Smith forces it up and off, out of bounds, but a shot clock violation. It's Chicago basketball. Indiana has had success in this game with Wheeler on the floor at times. With Clark, not seeing Wheeler here. Instead, it's Wallace getting these minutes. Here's Allen to the lane, can't finish. Boston the rebound. Clark the ball, tie game, 1:20 to go. Clark to the corner. Wallace can't hit. Out of bounds, it last hit Chicago. Indiana basketball, both teams still have their challenge. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, both teams in the bonus. Wallace looking into Boston. 8 to shoot, slow developing here, knocked away, last hit Indiana, Chicago ball.
That's the one, that's the angle that we were talking about that Caitlin Clark got in the first half. You got to take a dribble to the right, bounce pass it in.
Chicago ball, 1:07 to go. T-6, 5 rebounds for Clark. Boston with 15, 6 and 6. They lead the way for Indiana. 1 minute to go, tie game. Allen looking into Reese. Reese back to work on Smith. Reese pops it in. Melissa Smith has had no answer for Angel Reese. Chicago leads by 2.
Sometimes simple action is the best action. And coming out of that timeout, direct entry into Angel Reese and just let her go to work. No double team comes. She goes over her middle shoulder and able to finish inside. She has
down to 53 seconds remaining. Here's Mitchell off to Smith. Smith trying to pound it in against Reese. Smith misses. Cardoso the rebound. And a foul on Boston will send Cardoso to the line. Caitlin Clark doesn't get a touch out of the timeout.
That's not the shot you want if you're in Indiana. And Alyssa Smith has not been able to win that battle on the offensive or defensive ends here today. And, you know, Kelsey Mitchell penetrating, getting it in. And that's, yeah, and then the foul on Aaliyah Boston. Great rebound by Kamilla Cardoso.
Little surprised we haven't seen minutes from Katie Lou Samuelson instead of Melissa Smith at times down the stretch of this fourth. With the way Samuelson had played, even though undersized, maybe giving Reese a little harder time than Smith today. Cardoso misses the first free throw. Indiana and Chicago each with 1 timeout remaining, as well as their reset timeout, which allows you to sub and advance the basketball but not huddle. New this season. Cardoso hits the second, 3-point Chicago lead. Clark touches it this time. Here's Clark, down 3, draws the trap. Boston working Reese. Boston cuts between 2, can't finish it. Loose ball, Chicago has it, and Carter is fouled by Clark.
That time a great look for Indiana, and that's the player you want touching the basketball. Aaliyah Boston with tremendous footwork gets herself a really good look at the basket. Not an easy look, but a good look. And just not able to finish, but a great opportunity, shot opportunity for Indiana that possession.
Carter misses the first, so these missed free throws keeping the door open for Indiana. Carter hits the second, 4-point game, timeout Fever. They have a 4-point lead. Here's Boston directing traffic. Boston stuck on an island, will take and hit from 3. It's a 1-point game. What a shot from Aaliyah Boston.
She is frustrated because somebody did not do what she was supposed to do on that offensive set. But what do you do when that happens? You make the most out of it. How about this from Aaliyah Boston? A little two-step first, but she gets her feet set. It's contested well. And that looked pure from the second it left her hand, Ryan.
18 points, 6 rebounds, 6. Smith and Caitlin Clark out, little offense, defense. Mabry has it, and Wallace dives to foul her. Marina Mabry, who's at 78% on the season and 1 of 1 today, will shoot 2.
You know, I love to see all 4 Fever teammates running over to help Christy Wallace up after she hit the deck.
Mabry to the line. Chicago 22 of 28, and Mabry misses the first. Now, if you are Indiana, are you using your reset to advance the basketball here, or are you saving it just in case?
Might depend on whether Mabry makes or misses. If you can get the board and push, you get the board and push.
A lot of time left.
Yes.
And you could need it on the back end. Mabry missed them both badly. Loose ball. Who's going to grab it? It is Clark who has it for Indiana. Down 1. Clark ahead. Wallace into the lane. Can't scoop it in. Loose ball out of bounds, and it stays with Indiana with 7 seconds remaining.
Right decision by Caitlin Clark, certainly there to push the pace, see if you can get numbers, something early in transition.
That loose ball looked like we were going to have a jump. We didn't. And it resulted in this transition opportunity with Wallace unable to lay it in. Indiana ball now, 7 seconds to go, down 1, out of timeouts. Here's Clark on the catch, off to Boston, back to Clark. Boston, the jumper, off the mark, loose ball, Chicago wins!
The play is under review for a timing error. We're going to put time back on the clock, possibly.
They make both free throws, Indiana, to be able to advance the basketball. Let's see, Rebecca.
The right decision.
0.5 will be put back on the clock. We'll resume play with free throws from the foul by Indiana.
Misses the first. Now, will she miss this intentionally? Indiana has its reset timeout. They'll try and make sure they secure the glass here. Bring in Alyssa Smith. If Cardoso was to make it, you'd really have a chance for a good look.
Yes.
Cardoso misses. They try the reset timeout. Are they going to be awarded it? Amy Bonner says, hold on. Point 2. That is not enough time to catch and shoot. This will have to be a tip at the basket for Indiana.
Yes, a tip adjacent to the basket.
So Clark is going to have to lob it in and hope for a miracle. The entire crowd on its feet. Fever trail by 1. They put Cardoso's size on the inbound against Clark. Clark lobs it in. The tip won't happen. That is it. Chicago with a ferocious comeback for their first win of the season against the Fever.